I'm Brittany Lewis with Forbes Breaking News. President Biden held a roundtable on the Inflation Reduction Act on Thursday. The president said the legislation would lower drug prices, invest in clean energy, and lower the deficit. Biden also said the bill has, quote, bipartisan support among the people of this country. At the end of his remarks, the commander-in-chief urged Congress to pass this legislation.
I'm here with leaders from some of America's largest companies and labor organizations. Kaiser Permanente, General Motors, Cummins, Carrier, American, the United Auto Workers, the AFL-CIO. They're all here because they believe that the Inflation Reduction Act meets the needs of working families now and what our economy needs now for stronger, sustained economic growth in the years ahead. Let me tell you a few things about what this bill does. First, it will lower healthcare costs for millions of Americans who buy coverage from the Affordable Care Act, locking in the healthcare premiums that save 13 million people an average of $800 a year. This comes on top of the news that we have the lowest percentage of Americans who are uninsured than ever before in our history. Thanks to the Affordable Care Act, as well as the American Rescue Plan that I signed into law last year, that saved families an average of $2,400 in premiums. $2,400 in premiums. The Inflation Reduction Act is also going to deliver on the promise Washington has made for years. Give Medicare the power to negotiate prescription drug prices. This bill will save the American people and Medicare hundreds of billions of dollars. It's going to cap the amount of money seniors pay for prescription drugs at $2,000 a year, period. Whether it's for cancer, for other diseases, and the treatments they need, maximum $2,000 a year. That's a godsend for so many families. Second, we're going to invest $369 billion to address the climate crisis and bring down family energy bills by an average of $500 a year. We're going to do this by providing working families rebates to buy new and efficient appliances, weatherize their homes, and tax credits for everything from heat pumps to rooftop solar to wind energy. It also provides tax credits to spur the construction of energy projects all across America, projects that will deliver new clean energy and strengthen our country's grid. They're also manufacturing tax credits as well in this bill to make products like solar panels, wind turbines, battery storage, make it right here in the United States of America. This is going to create thousands of good paying jobs, apprenticeship opportunities, and manufacturing jobs for clean energy construction projects, solar projects, wind projects, clean hydrogen projects, carbon capture projects, and so much more. And along with the CHIPS and Science Act that I'll be signing into law next week, the Inflation Reduction Act will mean we're making the largest investment ever in clean energy and American energy security, largest in our history. And it'll be the largest investment in American manufacturing as well. Joining me today are the CEOs of some of the most iconic American manufacturing companies and the union leaders who represent America's manufacturing workers. They see how already, because of our work over the last 18 months, American manufacturing is coming back stronger than ever. Where is it written that America can't lead in manufacturing in the world? 613,000 manufacturing jobs created just since I took office, the most created in 3 decades. And with the investment in this bill, we are going to supercharge that recovery, make sure that the manufacturing innovation and jobs that come from this bill are made in America. And third, this bill is going to reduce the deficit by another $300 billion. That's beyond the record $1.7 trillion we're on track to cut the deficit by just this year, this fiscal year. And we're going to help pay for those critical needs from working families in our economy by asking corporations earning more than $1 billion a year to pay a minimum tax of 15%. That's less than a school teacher and an auto worker pay. Let me be clear. Despite what some folks are saying, The Inflation Reduction Act makes sure that no one earning less than $400,000 a year will pay a penny more in federal taxes, notwithstanding all these ads you see on television. But don't take my word for it. Nearly 130 economists, 7 Nobel laureates in economics, former Treasury secretaries, the Federal Reserve Vice Chair, former director of the Congressional Budget Office, wrote that this bill will, quote, fight inflation and lower costs for American families while setting the stage for a strong, stable, and broadly shared long-term economic growth, end of quote. So, look at the facts. So let me close with this. The Inflation Reduction Act lowers prescription drug prices, lowers health insurance premiums, invests in clean energy that will create jobs and economic opportunity for business and labor, reduces the deficit, and makes common sense reforms to our corporate tax code. These are the facts. One more thing. The Inflation Reduction Act has bipartisan support among the people of this country. Look at the polling data. The vast majority of people in America support what's in the Inflation Reduction Act. So my message to Congress is this: listen to the American people. This is the strongest bill you can pass to lower inflation, continue to cut the deficit, reduce healthcare costs, tackle the climate crisis, and promote America's energy security, all while reducing the burdens facing working class and middle class families. Pass it. Pass it, get it to my desk. Pass it for the American people. Pass it for businesses and workers. Pass it for America. I'm going to stop here and turn this over